So the poem I did was If We Must Die by Claude McKay. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us through dead. O kingsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men, we'll face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. So, in this poem, the structure is obviously a sonnet. It rhymes every other line, and the last two lines rhyme. It's one stanza, and it has 14 lines. The tone I said throughout the whole poem was motivational and inspiring because the speaker comes across with this don't give up sort of attitude, because the speaker's saying you might die, we might lose, but we should still fight, don't give up. Like very persistent, like the speaker does not want to give up. The title, I said that it just shows that someone's gonna die for what they're fighting for, basically. And the literary devices I had was simile, if you must die, let it not be like hogs. And I said that emphasized how the author felt that at this time blacks were being treated, because it's during the Harlem Renaissance. Another one I had was the whole rhyming thing, die and defy, and that just like re-emphasizes the structure that the author has. And also anaphora, if we must die, if we must die, and that emphasizes how the author feels, and also the repetition almost shapes how you feel about the poem and how you feel about the whole situation. I said that in the we and if we must die represented the blacks, the there and mocking their at our cursed lot, making their mock at our cursed lot was whites. And I also said that monsters represented how the speaker felt towards whites, and it could have also represented whites. The words I didn't know or needed a further explanation on were penned, which means trapped or held down, inglorious, which means causing shame or loss of honor, accursed, which means awful or terrible, and constrained, which means to severely restrict something. So for the first couple lines, I said that the speaker doesn't want to die and he doesn't want to be hunted like an animal. And when it says, let it not be like hogs, the author symbolizing, or speaker symbolizing how he feels dehumanized by the enemies or the whites of this time. And when it says mad and hungry dogs, the speaker in turn dehumanizes his enemies or the whites, because he feels that their treatment's just that inhumane. And then when he says making their mock at our accursed lot, it shows the white dominance over the blacks and how they can just make fun of them. And when it says mock, it shows how the whites' mockery at the blacks just upsets them and makes them feel so degraded. In the next two lines, when it says, if we must die, oh let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain, then even monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us through dead. The author's saying, we're going to die, but we're going to die with dignity. We're going to die fighting. We're going to die striving for what we want to achieve. And in this case, I said that what they're trying to achieve is equality. Their fight is for equality between the blacks and whites. And so that our precious blood, I said the precious blood was just that is the black's blood, and it shouldn't be shed for no reason. It should be shed for a reason, not just for no reason. And then when it says, "O Kingsman," I said that this was like this is the major turning point of the poem. Because in the beginning, the speaker is talking about how they're gonna die, but they want to die nobly, but they're gonna die. But then here, O kingsmen, we must meet the common foe, though far outnumbered, let us show us brave. The speaker's saying, we're gonna die, but we're gonna fight. We're gonna try. He's saying that we must unite and fight even though we're outnumbered. We still need to be brave. We still need to try. And then he says that no matter how many blows they give us, it's going to equal a death blow. We're still going to try. We're still going to fight. And then in the last couple lines, he's saying, we may not win, but we should still fight for equality. And when it says, like men will face the murderous, cowardly pack, it symbolizes how the speaker views the white's true nature. It's also a metaphor for how the speaker sees the whites. And the last line, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back. The author's saying, everything's against us. We may lose, but we're gonna fight. We're not gonna give up. They have nothing to lose if they lose, but if they win, they have so much to gain. They have so much to accomplish throughout this fight for equality. And I said that there were 3 different themes: death, honor, and war. Death, I said that the author focuses a lot in the beginning on how they're gonna die. Not if they're gonna die, but that they will die. So that's the death part. I said honor is that he also focuses on how the speaker doesn't want to die like an animal. He wants to die honorably or nobly. And then war, throughout the whole poem, you see that the speaker's talking about them fighting some sort of battle and to keep fighting back even though it's very unlikely that they'll win. And my interpretation of it was that the war was for equality between the blacks and whites. How the whites didn't treat the blacks equally and the blacks wanted equality. So the theme, I said, and how it connects to Americanism is that the poet's basically questioning, why can't the blacks and whites be equal? Why can't the blacks try to make the whites equal? And then he questions why they're treated that way. So the whole poem is basically about blacks treatment, the treatment blacks get from the whites, and how they're fighting for equality between the two of them. Thank you.